This is Matt Shook from PlayMichigan.com, and we're here in the Great Lakes State just patiently waiting for the launch of online gambling. We thought that online gambling would have launched maybe in November, maybe in the fall of 2020, but here we are now in early December, and it's going to be early 2021 that online gambling is going to launch. There's been all sorts of delays from the state legislature in Lansing to licensing process to things that have just kind of convoluted themselves into a crazy storm of events. Obviously, you have the pandemic going on right now, which is making everyone work remotely. And then you have the political battles that are going on throughout the country and in the state of Michigan that are impacting all these things, and they're slowing things down in the state of Michigan. So online gambling, unfortunately, has been kind of a casualty of some of this stuff, but at least the Joint Committee of Administrative Rules were able to move the internet betting and the internet sports betting rules along last week, and that sets off about a 2 or 3 week process, what they believed would be, and maybe even possibly get this thing launched by the end of 2020. Although at the end of last week, we learned that will not be the case, and that the delay will be more like 4 to 6 weeks, and we're looking at sometime in January for online gambling to launch. I talked to an operator yesterday, and they told me that one of the reasons for the hiccups in launch is because from a procedure standpoint and from a regulator standpoint, you have online sports betting and online casino launching at the same time. And not a lot of states have ever done that. So that adds kind of another layer to the cake, because pretty much all the operators are doing both. So there's a whole lot of different licensing and background checks and things that need to be done from that perspective. And in Lansing, I don't know how much you followed Michigan politics as viewers of PlayUSA.com, but it's been ugly. Obviously, the election and President Trump contesting the results of the election resulted in hearings in Lansing that was spoofed by Saturday Night Live. This is just kind of the latest in an ongoing saga of, controversial, somewhat embarrassing things that are happening in the state of Michigan that have reached the national scene, that have pretty much turned Lansing into a bit of a quagmire right now. And although the online gambling implementation and the launch is something that's pretty much bipartisan, anytime you have politicians wrangling and horse trading and different things that are happening in the state capitol, you have casualties, and one of those casualties has been the delay of online gambling. I looked at the Lawful Internet Gaming Act and went through it line by line a week ago, putting together one of the pages for PlayMichigan.com, and found out that online casino customers might actually benefit from launch happening early in 2021 as opposed to late in 2020. That's because the operators can write off a certain amount of the percentage of free bets that they give out to attract new customers for a period of about 5 years. Now, you get an additional amount of time for the first non-full complete year before that clock on the 5 years starts ticking. So if you launch on January 2nd, 2021, as opposed to December 30th, 2020, you have pretty much a full calendar year before that clock starts on the free bets. So long story short, the online casino operators might be more willing to give up those free bets for a longer time to get those new customers in, and so new customers, even for a period of many years, might get a little bit of benefits from this delay. Now we're looking for some Mr. Brightside stuff here. It's pretty much all bad, and pretty much people are restless here in Michigan. But we're trying to find a little bit of a silver lining for this delay. People are restless here. We're sitting here in early December. Chances are, the Lions play their last game on January 3rd. For better or worse, Michigan bettors probably wanted to get some action down on the Lions, and that's, in all intents and purposes, probably not going to happen this year. Hopefully by the NFL playoffs in January, there's online gambling launched. But right now, not only is online gambling not launched, but the Detroit casinos are closed because of the pandemic. You can't put bets on there. There are some tribal casinos that are still open and still taking sports bets, but that's hours drive for a lot of people throughout the state. So yeah, people are restless. People, it's going to be a little bit slower of a revenue and customer acquisition when it's not the middle of the NFL season, as if it maybe would have launched in the fall, September, something like that. So it's going to be a little bit slower going for the online gambling launch here in Michigan, but then things will ramp up whenever it does launch, and then you'll have the Super Bowl coming, and then going into next NFL season, that'll help the sports betting launch, and maybe online casinos will take a little bit more of the space in terms of the media coverage and things we talk about on websites like playmichigan.com, where we're focusing on those kind of aspects and maybe moving along online poker as quickly as possible to get that launched. So, there will be some beneficiaries in that regard from the delays in online gambling launch, but from a sports betting perspective, it's going to be a little bit more of a slower ramp up than it would have been a couple of months ago. You need to be checking PlayMichigan.com constantly. The live updates bar at the top of the homepage there. That's where we put all of the newest information, and it changes almost every day. So throughout December and into early January, at some point we're going to know a date. At some point we're going to know which operators are going to go live. And we also have the news coming from the operators almost every day for all the new great deals that they're giving, the bonuses. So check out PlayMichigan.com for all the extra bonus money that you can get to start your online gambling here in the great state of Michigan.